the mystery man in the Nolan Xavier Wells case. In this video, we dive deep into the shadows surrounding the tragic and unresolved Nolan Xavier Wells case. As the investigation continues to leave the public with more questions than answers, we turn to the cards to look closer at one of the most enigmatic figures in this entire narrative, the mystery man known as Bart. Who is Bart, and what is his true connection to Nolan Xavier Wells? Is he a key witness hiding in plain sight, or is he a prime suspect holding the answers to what really happened? Using intuitive guidance and deep energy analysis, we explore the hidden motives, secret timelines, and underlying energies surrounding this mysterious individual to uncover what might be happening beneath the surface of the official reports. Whether you are a dedicated follower of the Nolan Xavier Wells case, a true crime enthusiast looking for a fresh perspective, or someone who believes the truth always finds a way into the light, this deep dive offers a compelling look at the unanswered questions haunting this investigation. Be sure to like this video if you want to see more deep dive updates on this case. Leave a comment below with your own theories about Bart, and subscribe to the channel to never miss an update as we continue to follow the clues. Hello, eavesdroppers, and welcome back to another Pop Culture Tarot reading. I hope you all are feeling like $1,000,000. Let's get into this Pop Culture Tarot reading regarding Nolan Wells. The saga continues, all right? Everything I say in this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I have no proof, so take it with a grain of salt. But today we're going to be looking into the mysterious figure now introduced into the story, Bart. Okay, there are other names that have come up as well, as the audio has been demystified a bit as a sound engineer went in and cleaned up the audio on the call to the Sea Tow Boat Company, whatever it's called. And was able to hear the background noise, what sounded like people yelling, "Nolan, is he dead? Oh my God," so forth, so on. So let's see. The energy around this mysterious figure now introduced into the story, someone who supposedly up on their way into the NFL as a kicker. He is of age, so I believe he's about 22 years old is what they're saying, 21, 22. The new reports that came out as recently as today are that he was the one that supplied the alcohol to the underage children on the boat. And so there's a lot of legal ramifications. There should be, if we're in a fair, just system for what, he's adding to the storyline. There's speculation that he was the one that actually may have choked Nolan out, allegedly, or caused harm to Nolan. I steer clear in all of our readings of blaming any particular person, and I want you all to go back check me, go back to my first, second, and third, I believe, readings that I did on Nolan, and I kept telling you all there was a masculine energy that was trying to stay away. He was standing to the side. He didn't want to be seen. He was trying to be undetectable in my reading. And I kept saying, I can't rule anyone out. I'm not willing to rule anyone out, including Katie. I said, I don't see her as a perpetrator, but that doesn't mean she's not involved directly, indirectly, willingly, or unwillingly. And there are also two feminine voices being heard on the audio. The sound engineer that broke the sound down said that the two women were the ones that came up with the plan to cover it up. No surprise to me. Okay, but let's check in on this Bart person when it comes to Nolan. Nolan, tell me about Bart from your perspective. What do you have to say about Bart? We have the sun reverse. He was not feeling him. This is Leo energy. Nolan was a Leo. Nolan wanted to keep distance from him. They did not gel. He did not like his energy. He feels like he's a deceptive person. He feels like he's moody. He's temperamental. He's angry. He's not a happy person, and Nolan was. He said, my energy did not vibe well with his. Show me more. We have the Queen of Cups. I feel like on the surface, he may act very nice, sweet. This is weird. On the card, there's a woman holding hands with another woman, but the woman is in spirit. This is a psychic reading being done with an ancestor. Also, this could be something over a woman, maybe a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio woman. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So he does feel like Bart has potential here to go into the NFL, to be successful. He knows he's well on his way. He also feels like he's financially stable or comes from a well-to-do family. You have material gain here. Virgo and Venus. He feels like Bart is a big guy. He's strong. He's a very self-sufficient person that other people follow behind. He felt like he was the leader that day. They were looking up to him. They were listening to him. He feels also that he's tethered to him in the spirit because this woman is tethered to the spiritual being here. And Nolan is now a spiritual being. The initial L is here. Not sure what that's about. How do you feel about Bart? Tell me about Bart from your perspective. From Nolan's perspective, we have the 10 of Swords, we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. I feel like he may have the most to do with Nolan's untimely demise, allegedly, than anyone else. He's saying he was argumentative. He felt betrayed. He felt like he did not see something coming. He snuck him from behind. 10 of Swords is when you don't see an attack coming. Knight of Swords is an impulsive act. It's somebody that's thinking in the moment. They're on autopilot. They're argumentative. They could have had a disagreement here. There could have been some rumors, some gossip that got back to one or the other, and that started an argument. And the Wheel of Fortune reversed was his misfortune. He feels like he lost his life as a result of this aggressive act. He says he likes to argue, and he's also strong. Like I said, the Knight of Swords, he's strong. He's a fighter. He's aggressive. Okay, we have the Four of Cups. He was trying to ignore him the whole day, and the Prince of Cups, but he kept testing him. He kept testing Nolan and trying to punk him, trying to see how much Nolan would take on the chin. And Nolan took a lot on the chin until he couldn't anymore. He stood up for himself. He had a Page of Swords this game. He stood up for himself. The Knight of Rock, he stood up for himself against the bully. The Five of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and he felt like he was ambushed. He felt like everybody on that boat or in that situation, in that home, wherever they were, on that island, they took the side of Bart. I'm seeing 5 people here. And they said it was a total of 7 people on the boat when he made that call. And then he said it was 6. And that just makes me feel like he reduced it to 6 once they knew that Nolan was no longer alive. These are some sick children. People, they're not children. They're sick. And that's not an alleged statement. That's a statement from my heart. They're sick. And so is everybody that's helping to cover this up. He feels like he was ambushed. Absolutely, he feels like he was ambushed. He feels like he was around people he thought were friends. But he realized quickly they were not on his side. They chose the other side. Or either they acted out of fear of Bart themselves. If he is in fact the perpetrator, which it looks like he might be. I've never been willing to say anybody's name. I've seen a lot of other readers call other people out. And I was very hesitant because I'm like, I don't know. But I feel Bart may be the one we may need to focus on. Because I was showing you all in the readings this mysterious one. There's a person here that doesn't want to be acknowledged. I didn't know if he was the one calling the shots. I didn't know what it was. But let's keep digging. Nolan, what do you want to tell me about Bart? Especially that last day. Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles. I feel like he said, I meshed his energy. He kept playing with me. He kept testing me. He kept poking the bear. And I stood up for myself. We have the Two of Pentacles. Again, I feel like he was trying to avoid him all day. I feel like he steered clear of him. There are rumors that Katie has dated not only Bart before, well, she was currently dating Bart, but also that she had previously dated the guy Tristan. I'm going to look into all these people in this reading. This may be kind of lengthy, but I just want to get Nolan's energy regarding Bart right now. Okay, so he tried to steer clear of him. He was just trying to keep the peace. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups. He walked away. He kept walking away. He kept being provoked. He kept walking away. There's a lot of provocation. He kept walking away. But he got to a point when you're on a boat. I mean, where can you walk to? Somebody's following you and being aggressive and being belligerent. Was there drinking going on? I don't feel like Nolan was drinking at all. I've said this before. If he was drunk, someone spiked his drink, allegedly. I don't see him drinking at all. Because the Prince of Cups is here. That's the Page of Cups. And it's coming after the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is the energy of sobering up. I feel like they kept trying to get him to drink. He was the only one that was not under the influence, allegedly. So, was this due to drinking? Was this a fight gone wrong? Was this an accidental? You fell in, hit your head, or somebody choked you out, and it just got so far gone, and this is why they were yelling and screaming to try to, bring you back? Six of Swords, Three of Cups, Seven of Cups, High Priestess. Yeah, he said it is a cover-up with the High Priestess here. And now he's showing me 3 people. With the 3 of Cups, again, thinking I'm amongst friends. There is drinking going on. Nolan was confused. The boat trip is here with the 6 of Swords. So he's saying, yes, they were drinking on the boat. They've already admitted that. And he's saying they were like 3 sheets to the wind here. And there was something here. He felt very paranoid. 7 of Cups is paranoia. He felt very paranoid. But he didn't know what he could do about it. And he's like, they are covering it up. He's overlooking all of this from the spirit realm. The High Priestess is the spirit realm. Wow. So yes, there was a fight or something that took place possibly on the boat or during the day of the boat trip, amongst friends. There's drinking, there's partying, there's all of this. And the 7 of Cups shows me a lot of martini glasses here. So there was a lot of drinking here. And there was a lot of paranoia on his part, or maybe paranoia on the part of Bart or whomever heard him. And he very much felt like he was up against it. Anything else you want to say about Bart or what happened to you that day? In relation to what happened to you that day. We have Lust, the Strength card. That's Leo energy. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So there's a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn woman, a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio woman showing up here. This was over a woman. And Nolan tried to handle him with kid gloves. The Strength card is all about killing people with kindness and maintaining some kind of self-control. But eventually he kept being poked so much that he had to react. Yeah, the devil. The devil, the star, and the moon. So they're trying to protect this person they feel like has a bright future ahead of them. So they're doing everything to cover it up with the moon. A lot of deception, secrets, and lies. And this devil energy, they were definitely drinking a lot. They were under the influence maybe of drugs, possibly. They covered up a lot here. So Nolan, do you feel like there will be justice? He has the Ace of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. He is thinking that there will be some kind of success maybe over the next the next year. His birthday is showing up here. August 2nd through the 13th. He's born on the 9th, if I'm not mistaken, of August. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. This could represent birthday energy. Maybe something happens around his birthday. I know his mother has sued, but we're going to move on. Let me clean my cards up and get into the Oracle cards. That was all the tarot. So when it comes to the Oracle cards, we are going to use the graffiti deck here. I'm using volume 4. So let's see, Nolan, what do you want to say about Bart or your so-called friend? It's the day of your... Wow. It says he was crying in a corner, a need for privacy to release emotional pain, feeling vulnerable, reverting back to your childhood. He just wanted his mother. We have VIP treatment, being treated like you matter, no waiting, no guessing games or crumbs. Someone goes out of their way to make you feel valued, prioritized, and celebrated. So they did this just to set him up, because the next card shows me a knife, and it says runs on spite. Number 22, and I believe that Bart is 22 years old. Check that out. It says here, motivated on getting revenge or gets off on being petty, loves to prove others wrong. So it does feel like there was some microaggressions, and at some point he went from feeling high and mighty and happy, VIP treatment. Maybe even this was to fatten up the hog, you know, and after they got him to a certain point where he felt comfortable, maybe even got him liquored up against his will, he felt like he was crying in the corner. He did not relate to anybody around him. Give me 3 more cards. What do you want to say about Bart? It says it's not what you think. Something is up underneath the surface, totally having you confused and shocked. So again, that moon energy, he's saying there's a lot that we do not know. Okay. We have a power move. It says a bold decision that puts you ahead, an idea that changes everything. So he pulled a power move on him. We have internalized racism, adopting beliefs or attitudes of a dominant racial group against your own. There you go. And we have flying high. Nothing can stop you from feeling this good, very successful, popular, or happy. That's what they saw him as. Somebody that was the VIP. Special, flying high. And they had to snuff out that light. I always said every time they wanted to snuff his light out. He's a starseed. We had the sacrificial lamb. Takes the fall or bears the blame. The scapegoat, sacrifice for the good or greater cause. Like I said, and there's a knife here as well. I don't know if someone used a knife on him. I do not know. He said it was a chance encounter. He was not expecting Bart to be there. That was not the plan for him to be there. He says these people are emotionally bankrupt and an agent of chaos is Bart. Intentionally or unintentionally creates disorder to stir the pot, break routines or challenges stability, shifts in energy or exciting or destructive ways. Yeah. So Bart seems like he brought a lot of menacing energy allegedly to this affair that could have been good, have been going well before he got there, as I believe he had his own boat. And at some point he showed up. Wow, I just flipped the deck and it says, I'm not dead. They may have tried to break you, but you're still alive and kicking. And this person is laying in a casket. He said, my soul is not resting right now. I'm at work trying to get justice for what happened to me. Okay. We're going to move on. We got a couple of decks to get through here. Nolan, what else do you want to tell me? What else do you want to tell me? Just tell me everything you want to tell me. Okay. Just tell me everything you want to tell me. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have a ritual. Oh, wow. Number 44. Okay. First spot that jumped out here is the North Node. We have no access block. Nolan was very high vibrational. And he felt like, again, he was not giving any energy to Bart, to anyone who was coming against him that day. We have a flying monkey, but everyone around started to switch up on him. And he tried to walk away, be abandonment. But again, if you're on a boat, an island, how far can you go? We have the sweetheart here. Again, there is a woman connected to a, karmic masculine, someone that may be in the military. I don't know. I heard ROTC. This person has a uniform, or like they could be an officer. That could even be law enforcement. Now, this could be Katie. This could be some woman, allegedly a girl, that was with them. Next, that's connected to somebody in, I don't know, law enforcement, EMT, someone who would have worn a uniform. This man is crying. He's a karmic masculine that was demoted from a divine masculine. And the sweetheart is showing up here. Now, this could be that Nola was connecting to Katie or someone else, and the karmic masculine did not like that. We have a commitment, we have divinity, and we have imprisonment. So he wants them to go straight to jail. Do not go and do not collect $200. Go straight to jail. Let's move on to the next deck here, because we have a lot of cards to get through. So I'm going to keep this pretty succinct and flowing. I know y'all time is valuable just like mine. Okay. Next deck we have. What do you want to tell me, Nolan, from this deck? Just spit it all out. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? All right. Bottom of this deck, we have Blessed by Fire. Looking back, you can acknowledge that every trial was an initiation. Initiation? You are not cursed. You are blessed by fire. He is the phoenix rising from the ashes. His serpentine fire is rising. His North Node is activating. He's totally within his power. He has a bird's eye view of all of this. So he's pointing out the core values. And there's a nautical symbol here. It says you may differ in details, but you agree on the non-negotiables. You don't have to reroute your values or override your instincts for them. So he was standing on his principles. It says, release its power. Freedom begins the moment you stop clinging. Let it go with love or with fire, but let it go. He's letting it go with fire. He is activated. They have activated him. We have a fake profile. It says it's not just a filter, it's a full-on facade. The person being presented doesn't match the reality behind the scenes. So he's saying that what you all are seeing or hearing about Bart, anything positive, is a lie. It's a lie, and he is fired up. It says the audacity, boundaries were crossed. And the worst part, they acted like it was their right. So they crossed him. They crossed his boundaries. And they're acting like they were justified in everything that happened that day. They were mocking him, pointing, laughing. We have going broke. And it says here, the bills are stacking, the funds are shrinking, and the lifestyle isn't matching the bank account anymore. So somebody was having financial issues. Emotional safety. You don't have to walk on eggshells, hide your feelings, or second guess yourself. This connection holds you with care. So again, there's a man and a woman here. So there was some woman involved here. We have done settling. You're no longer lowering the bar to make love fit. If it's not meeting you at your level, it's not meant for you. So Nolan, I feel, was about to cut these people off. Going on to college, going on to live his successful life. Yeah, growing apart is the next card. It says you're not on the same page anymore, and maybe the healthiest thing to do is stop pretending you are. Yeah, so he was gonna not talk to these people anymore. They were getting cut off. Once they got back to land, they were getting cut off. For sure. He wanted nothing to do with them after he saw how they behaved under the influence. I don't know if this is his first time being around them when they were drunk, but he didn't like what he was seeing. Couple more decks here. Nolan, what do you want to say about Bart? What do we need to know about Bart? Tell me everything we need to know about Bart. What do you want to say? We have rain. We have alive. We have creativity. We have enchanted cat, spiritual energy, mystic power. He is attaching himself to Bart. He's haunting Bart. We have inner magic, divine force, fortune's protection, and barrier against darkness. But he's very much saying, I'm protecting my energy even in the spirit realm. But I am going to expose everything about him. I am still alive. Alive is here. He keeps telling me he's alive. A reading I did a couple weeks ago, I believe, I asked him if he was still alive the night of July 4th. He actually gave me the alive card. It's coming out again. We have free, we have angel, we have star, we have air. So he could be an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. We have memories, and we have home. He feels like you stripped me of my freedom. You stripped me of my star power. You thought you did, but you don't realize I'm always in the ethers. I'm everywhere. All at once, right now. And I'm keeping my eye on you. Let's at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so we have here a bond. Okay, now the soulmate card just tried to come out in the other deck. So this is definitely some kind of karmic or past life connection between the two of them. Also, this could be about a relationship, a bond. What else? We have a girl. Yeah, there you go. So there's a bond with a girl that caused this allegedly. We have works hard, we have protect, and we have intuition here. Someone's using a Ouija board. We have the earth, and we have love. And he said poor boundaries. He feels like Bart was a perpetual line stepper. We have earth and we have ceremony. So he is saying that there was some kind of ritualistic aspect to this. He may be trying to run off to another country. We have country here. He was kissing some girl. His confidence really irritated this group of people. We have magic. We have emotionally unavailable and emotions and cautious. He put his hands on him. Somebody's dealing with financial issues. He's saying the energy that day was just wrong. He was crying. He showed me he was crying again. This is pissing me off. He was yelling out. He was screaming with voice here. Okay, let me clean these cards up and move on. Wow. Oh. This is always so heavy. I hope this is the last time I have to update this besides an arrest. That's the next reading I want to do is arrest everybody. Arrest everybody. Because at this point, they're all accomplices. They're all complicit. They've done interviews now denying their involvement, but they're involved allegedly. Let me get the true crime and the fake crime deck here. Okay, so when it comes to the true crime deck, what do you want to tell me here, Nolan, about Bart? Tell us about Bart. We have the whistleblower, the Five of Pentacles, Mercury and Taurus. It says financial loss sparks chaos. Now, the mother is suing civilly, and I hope she takes everybody to the cleaners and wipes all of them out. It says financial losses spark chaos. The fallout of a scandal, greed and desperation collide. A public outcry for justice, manipulation of the vulnerable, a dramatic fall from grace, misuse power and its consequences, and economic upheaval and crime. And there's money exchanging here. There's two people falling here like a tower moment. Now, that obviously could be how she's going to hit them in their pocket. That may make somebody speak up. I don't know. We have the Nine of Cups here. Jupiter and Pisces, the Avenger's path. It says a victim's relentless pursuit of justice fuels the story. What did I tell you all? He is on fire. Deep emotional truths come to the surface. A case with profound personal impact. Hidden motives tied to the matters of love and loyalty. So there was a betrayal regarding a woman, a girl. It says the emotional resolution to a long-standing conflict. Heartfelt connections reveal hidden layers of the story. The intersection of personal and public stakes. A poignant moment of closure or clarity. I love it. So the universe, the plan is everything is aligning to tell Nolan's story. What do you want to tell us about Bart? The Seven of Pentacles, a high-stakes game. When ambition meets risk, the fallout is inevitable. The risk of a high-stakes investment with deadly consequences. A gamble on the wrong side of history. Strategic moves in dangerous territory. Hidden risk in plain sight. Reaping what was sown financially. Power play is caught off guard, and the cost of ambition is revealed. And there's a very sinister force here moving chess pieces around on the chessboard, with two other people playing a chess game, but there's a sinister, dark, demonic force here. Seven of Pentacles is a card of friendship as well. He said this may take a while, but he's going to be exposed as the person that was pulling calling the shots, pulling the strings, because remember, I told you he keeps showing up as a shadowy figure. There are two other people here that did his bidding for him, allegedly. He's standing off to the side, directing them on the chessboard. We have buried evidence, the Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. It says, what's hidden beneath the surface? Guarded wealth and secrets, a fortress of privilege. These kids are privileged. Stability shaken by scandal. Love it. Hoarded resources at a cost, the illusion of security. So they're feeling secure, but it's a false sense of security. Power rooted in material gains. They got the resources. A stable front hides criminal intent and the cost of keeping everything. Is buried under the soil. It could be something in the sand they need to look for. It could be a weapon. Look at this soil here. This person is standing on this island, and there's a bunch of stuff buried underneath. I also feel like this could be saying that this has been going on for a while. He may not be the first victim. As you do recall, I think it was Warren who did the interview with that very unfortunate Tatum person. And he said that people die on that island all the time. Yeah, I wonder how. Let's move on. Moving on to the fake crime deck, but there's nothing fake about it. Let's see what we get here. What do you want to say about Bart? He's saying about Bart that he is an athlete, but it's reverse. He's saying he's not that much of an athlete. He has a GUN in his hand. I don't know if that's significant. All right, we have the Page of Wands here. He's saying that Bart is popular. Bart is very outspoken, has a lot of friends, very social. He could be a fun guy to the people that like him, but he's challenged. He could have even taken a shot at his athleticism here, and that could have gotten under Bart's skin. Show me more. Okay, we have the Six of Cups, Scorpio energy. So this means that he's known him for a while. He's kind of familiar with him. They travel in the same circles. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles reverse. And this athlete has a noose, a rope on his hip, and a GUN in his hand. Wow. So the Four of Pentacles reverse is Capricorn energy. Maybe he's known him for 4 years. Nolan didn't want anything to do with him. He was just trying to be cordial. Show me more. He was forgiving him a lot instead of holding grudges, holding on to things that this guy was doing to provoke him. In a playful way with the Page of Wands. Nolan let a lot slide, but he eventually couldn't let it slide anymore. He stood up on himself. Okay, yeah, we have the Six of Swords here. That's the boat trip again. Being on the boat, being on the water. He's saying everything was going well. Everybody was playing. I was steering clear of him because I don't like him, but I was being cordial. What happened? What happened, Nolan? We have the Knight of Pentacles. Your patience ran out. Show me more. Virgo energy, the child. And the mother is watching him out the window. And there's a bird here, which implies spiritual energy. Nolan very much felt like, and this is a fire sign. Nolan was a fire sign. Nolan wanted his mother. He wanted his mother so bad in those last moments. He felt like a little kid. He felt like a baby. He reverted to a child. I mean, he was technically still, in my opinion, a child, but he felt like he just wanted to get back to safety. He felt so out of his element, and he was trying to be patient, but the provocation was unrelenting. What was what was Bart doing to you? Okay, so we have the Four of Swords, and we have the Ten of Swords. Yeah. This is some kind of attack. That's the energy of being snuck from behind, not seeing it coming. It was an ambush. Nolan could have even been sleeping, resting, minding his business in the Four of Swords, and this person caught him off guard. Allegedly, Gemini energy. That's betrayal. That's a lot of gossip. And I also told you all there was a group chat that Nolan was privy to the night before the trip. He knew he should not go. He just didn't listen to his instincts. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords here. Knight of Swords is what he showed up as before. This Bart character, that's Gemini energy. So this feels very much like he was caught off guard. He has a knife in his hand. And so I don't know what's going on with all these knives. There are 4 cards with knives here that are supposed to demonstrate the swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles again. He wanted his mother. He's saying whomever was in charge of moving that boat, fire sign energy, that's the person here. Also, the Cop is coming out again, covering things up. We have the Queen of Cups, the mother, and then he felt very alone. He was the loner. He was the odd person out here. There's a woman, there's a teacher, there's a swindler, there's a man, a woman. Whomever this professor is someone talking to his mother. The swindler and the crone, there's an older white woman here that he's saying is a witch. She knows everything. He says the spouse, he felt very alone, but he stood his ground. He stood his ground as much as he could. Then we're going to move on to the next deck and see what we get here. Let's see what we get in the next few Oracle decks. All right, Nolan. When it comes to Bart, what do you want to say here? What do you want to say? He didn't listen to his intuition. Intuition is in reverse. He wanted to go home. He could be an air sign. Bart could be an air sign. He was argumentative. He said he's very charismatic, but he's obsessive. And the death card is here. Wow. So it feels like he could be saying this may be the person we need to zero in on, focus on. I have never felt comfortable saying anyone's name in particular, but I feel like this may be the smoking gun here. He was leaning very heavily on his faith, but he said this may be the person who caused my death. He says children, childhood issues. Interesting. You could feel like he was always a troubled child as well. Right, let's get into these cards. Last 2 decks. Nolan, what do you want to say about Bart? Give me 4 cards and then we'll clarify. What do you want to say about Bart? Give me the truth about Bart. He says, Bart, it says question, probe, interrogate, query. He wants him to be interrogated. What else do you want to say about Bart? What do you want to say about Bart? He says, broken. He's broken? Well, did he break something on you? Allegedly. Give me 2 more. What do you want to say about Bart? What do you want to say about Bart? He says he's useless. And he said instant. Now, that could be the manner in which he crossed over as a result of whatever happened. He says he's very arrogant. I believe that. He says confiscate, seize, impound, appropriate. He's saying get that boat. He says he sabotaged him. Wow. He says the system has got his back. He says he's the generator or energy source. So maybe he was an energy source for Bart. And then we have the unknown, the I'm saying. So again, he said look into this person. He says he's unskilled. Remember, I said he could have insulted him, kind of like Carmelo with the twins, the Metcalf twins. We have transformation, so he could have been a part of his transformation. He says he's empty. And then we also have a yes here. We have God's will. We have recompense. I love it. Compensation, restitution, reparations, amends, reimbursement to indemnify or make whole. We got favor. We have NPC and zombie. He says he is aware. He's aware of what happened to me. We have hoard, nest egg, a stash, cache, stockpile, to store, reserve, or amass. There's something that's hidden, and I feel like he may be the culprit, allegedly. We have mortality, subject to death, mortal, fatality, impermanence, and humanity. And we also have Masonic, fraternal. Mystic, Freemasonic Brotherhood, Secret Society, Fellowship, Shared Common Aims, Hidden Symbols, Allegories, Esoteric Traditions used within a lodge. So there's something going on here with the lodge, a Masonic lodge, Freemasons. This feels ritualistic, but let's clarify these cards. What do you want us to question or probe about him? His skin? Maybe how he feels about different races of people. There could be some indication that he may have some racist tendencies, allegedly. We have Trump. Now, that could be Donald Trump. I don't know. Connections to him, I do not know, allegedly. But this is also about surpassing, overriding, or defeating something to beat the standard or to outdo. So he didn't like that maybe Nolan was more physically, athletically inclined than him. There was some jealousy here because Nolan actually had a real position on the football field and not just kicking the ball. No disrespect to any kickers, but that doesn't require athleticism like a quarterback, a running back, a defensive player. Okay, so we have broken accident. Okay, so maybe something was broken accidentally. Unintentional, happenstance, mishap, fluke, misinformation, in a random occurrence. So maybe there was some neck breaking, something that happened. But again, being angry, fighting, being, belligerent, and then took things too far. Because it did sound like those kids were shocked. I don't think that they were, all on that boat wanting this to happen, but they still covered it up. We have leaks and exposure. So he wants something to be leaked here. What is useless? Why do you see him as useless? Okay, we have essential, vital, necessary, crucial, fundamental, cannot be done without, and needed for a purpose. So he said he doesn't serve a purpose. Oh God. Okay. We have harm, to injure, impair, hurt, damage, or to the detriment of. Okay, so you feel like he was harmful to you. We have terror, so he terrorized him. And it was instant. Give me one more here. He says it was inevitable, guaranteed, and inescapable. So I feel like there could have been a chokehold of some kind, allegedly. All right, we have understanding. We have trickster. We have construct, choices. We have warnings and compare. We have laughter, happiness, vibe, false prophets, experience. We have a paper trail. There's a dossier, receipts, documentation, a record, proof with details, written and digital documents, an audit trail, a log, or a history. And that could be the boat coordinates, the boat navigation. They need to confiscate. The first thing that he says here is to question, to probe, interrogate, and to query. Pour him in. Don't let the color of his skin absolve him of his responsibility. He said there have been things deleted and removed. But he says God is all-seeing, all-knowing, boundless, deific, and omniscient. He was submissive and victimized when it came to Bart. He was compliant, obedient, docile, yielding to the authority or the will of others. He was victimized, and it caused his death. He feels like he was so far away from home, from land. He says there are residual lingering effects here, left over, remaining, still present when the rest is gone. A small surviving piece, the final part left over, enduring and holding on or lasting. That's his soul fighting back. He says they were poking the bear. What did I say? This card says antagonism, instigating, starting a fight that may backfire in fantasy. And we have evil eye, ill will, dirty looks, hex, curse, jinx, a glare that brings sickness, injury, or misfortune. And again, he's pointing out there's some information. Okay. He may try to sell a boat. So they need to get that boat before he tries to get rid of it or something, because it says sale. And he may sell it for really cheap to get rid of the evidence. Lord, this is too much. We have one final deck. Okay. What do you want to say about Bart? I'm also going to pull cards on everyone else because you all asked for readings on Jogar. What is his name? Javon. I think someone asked for a reading on someone else, but I can't recall. I'm just going to pull cards on everybody and then we'll end it that way. So show me Bart from your perspective, Nolan. Everything I need to know about Bart. He said his soul is for sale. He has inner demons. Wow. He said a physical struggle ensued. Wow. He said it was in the attic or basement. Now, this is the second time this card has come out. It came out in, I believe, the last reading that I did on Nolan. At some period of time, Again, they did not find him for 2 days. His body may have been in an attic or basement for some period of time. That could be why decomposition started setting in. We have delays, yeah, and that could be what it is. He was delayed in an attic or basement for a period of time after a physical struggle with this person whose soul is for sale. Show me more. He said he's a handler. Oh, wow. He said disassociation. So he wanted nothing to do with him, like I said. And this could be why he was irritated with Nolan, because he wasn't giving him the attention that he wanted. We have instant painless sudden death. Now, that's the second time that's come out. We have stranger danger. So he didn't really know him, although he was familiar with who he was. He's like, he's no friend of mine. He said the victim's clothing. So something about Nolan's clothing could be significant. We have a meeting. This is the second time he's told us there was a meeting. He says criminal enterprise and activity. He said a call was made or a text was sent. We talked about that the last time. He said the last day that he was with these people was his last hurrah. It was his final celebration in the calm before the storm. Wow. Judgment, spiritual court, divine justice, retribution, karmic reparations, lineage-based spiritual debt. This is definitely very karmic. He's showing me a crooked officer again. So someone in law enforcement. He said an offer was rejected, and I told you all there's something about some same-gender attraction here, and Nolan wasn't going for it, or either he was involved, maybe allegedly, at some point, but did not really want to do it. I have heard stories that he lived with Wyatt for 3 years when his parents went through a divorce. I guess his biological, I don't know. These are all, internet speculations, but, well, there's another card here. We have pillow talk. And this makes me feel, allegedly, if this is possible, that Nolan may have been engaging with one of these boys, or maybe multiple, I don't know. I do feel that strongly in his cards a lot. If he had been engaging with one or many of these boys, I feel like Bart could have gotten wind with pillow talk, and maybe he tried to make an advance and Nolan wasn't going for it. Okay, Nolan, what do you want to tell me about Javon? And his mother. The subby acts with Javon and his mother. What do you want to say about Javon and his mother? What are you going to say? The beach. He showed me the beach. Okay, what about the beach? All right, he says survival tactics and instincts, live to fight another day, kill or be killed, self-preservation. They're trying to protect themselves right now. They don't want to be dehumanized. The next card is dehumanized. They don't want to have to fight these same people that are coming after his mother. That whole town has turned against his mother. And so Javon and his mother are trying to play it safe. I don't think they're involved at all. Are they involved? Let's see. Are they involved? Javon and his mother, were they involved in your unaliving? Were they involved? He said, no, it's someone with straight hair. He says it's a sensitive subject. Okay, he said deadly excessive use of force. What does that mean? Were they involved? Let's see. He said a deal was made, so they made some kind of deal behind the scenes to protect themselves. They don't want to suffer the same fate as Pristine Wells Wansley. Show me everything I need to know about Javon. We got hush money, broken promises, clothing. We have a mature person. That's the mother. Okay, what about it? We have infidelity. I don't know what that means. We have the inner child. We have ulterior motives. So I feel like they have been co-opted, trying to play it safe, not telling certain things that they know out of fear for their own safety. Yeah, it says, take it to the grave, I'll never tell. Intentional and trickster spirit. So somebody with a trickster spirit got to them. It says false conflicting report. So they're giving false information so that these boys can beat the case. It says conspiracy, felony conspiracy, agreement between two or more with intent or an overt act to carry out the crime. So I do not believe they were involved, but I do believe they know more than they say, and they're trying to keep it straight so that they don't get themselves in a world of trouble. Let's look at Katie's energy again. Show me what I need to know about Katie. Anything you want to say about Katie? It says she was hired. Whoa. We have a BDSM kink. She's into BDSM. We have corporate corruption. So this goes high. We have a hotel. I don't know if he's been with her before. We have brute force. So this is being strong-armed. It says she's poor. I don't know if that's true. We have unwanted pregnancy, unplanned abortion. Now listen, this pregnancy energy keeps coming out the Katie. We have a hat here, and we have threatening language or threats of violence. I feel Katie may have a little bit of involvement here. I do not think she's the perpetrator, but is she a part of the cover-up? Possibly. And if not, they're trying to make her the fall guy. Show me a little bit more about Katie. Is she involved? Is Katie involved? Ambulance chaser, grifter, slimy lawyer, and reporter. We talked about that before. It says she's a female informant. We have a home invasion, a break-in, a robbery. Don't know what that's about. We have credit card misuse, debt, and stolen. We talked about his credit card possibly being stolen, and we have she may take the stand at some point. I don't think she's involved. And if so, she may take a plea deal. We have cutting ties. I don't think Katie's involved. Not like that. We have medium build and follow the money. So Nolan is saying follow the money to see what the interconnecting energy is between Katie and these people. We have a witness for the prosecution. Interesting. So she's showing up as testifying on Nolan's behalf, the prosecutor's behalf. We have lies detected and learned behavior. Now, Katie got this before, like mother, like daughter. So I don't know who her mother is, but that's here. We have a tragic death. We have a bruised ego and mentally ill. Now, I did say in one of my readings about Katie that she either got rejected by him or he rejected her. I feel like they were making out, hooking up, but at some point, one of them rejected the other. Is that she's controlling the narrative? Immigration, deportation, and undocumented is here. I don't know what that might mean. We have alliances, mending fences, and trumped up charges. Again, I don't think Katie is involved directly. What is this? It says girl code broken. The friend group. Killing spree. Multiple victims, not the first to die. What did I say? It feels like that beach could be like you have a revenge kill and power dynamics. Let's move on. I don't think Katie is involved. Not directly. I'm not going to say she's completely out of it because I do think she knows more than she's saying, and she may turn witness for the state. Okay, let's move on to the coach. People have brought up the coach in the situation that they were saying was there. It says same gender affairs. I'm telling you all, and we did have something about grooming children. I don't know what's going on with the coach. Allegedly, I'm not accusing anybody. We have materialistic. This person is laying low and staying off the grid. It says public humiliation. So they're trying to stay away from the case. We have a 911. The 911 call or emergency call is significant, and we know they made that SOS call on the water. Was the coach there? Good Samaritan. So he's pretending to be a good Samaritan, but his hands are dirty just by virtue of knowing, allegedly. It says he's going to be found out. We got a hate crime, prejudice, and bias. We got mommy-daddy issues. We have receipts and proof again. Something was recorded. We know that. We have video footage. We have tension and secluded area. Let's move on. Is there anyone else we need to check on? Let's look at the judge again. It says mouth covered. Unsolved mysteries we may never know. We have a student. We have strung along, led on, and unaware, and double-crossed. Give me a little bit more about the judge, her involvement, the parents altogether. We have a nurse, a medical professional. Somebody's parent is a medical professional. This could also be Christine. We have vanished without a trace, panic, a pending lawsuit, which we already know. We have enemy. We have a big mouse, snitch, a rat, a tattletale, and can't hold water, so someone will come forward. We have connections, link, a paper trail, money exchanging hands, a transaction, a deep, dark secret. We have gossip. We have a warlock. We have a main female, so that's the judge, allegedly. It says she's hiding something. There was head trauma or a brain injury. We have first impression, the representative. So this means she presents one way to the public, but behind the scenes, she's someone else. It says she's living large, living beyond her means. There's forced entry here. Some kind of aggression. We have transparency, which is how a judge is supposed to behave. The detective is significant. The detective was speechless when they saw whatever they saw, and there's some fingerprints here. It says there's a secret phone. We have a driver again, so something about somebody that was operating that boat is significant. We have good decision-making, common sense, powerless, a soft target, and vulnerable. Wow. And we also have a deathbed confession taken into the grave. So it looks like these people are going to stick to the story until they absolutely cannot. But I do feel Katie may turn witness for the state. Obviously, lawsuits have already been sent out for the parents, children, and the wrongful death of Nolan. Is there anything you want to say about that, Nolan? Let me just close with a little bit of tarot. Anything you want to say about the lawsuit against these people? The Ace of Pentacles, his mother's going to get the money. She's going to get the money. We have the Six of Wands. She's going to get victory and success, and he's fighting very hard for his mother to win. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Four of Swords, and we have the Tower. They're going to be destabilizing these people. A lot of their story is going to start falling apart. All their lies, their deception is going to start falling apart. This is the calm before the storm. They don't realize things are shaping up. It's too much that keeps coming out. We have the whistleblower here, the Page of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands and the Devil, and this is the aggressive person, Capricorn, fire sign person. We have the Star and the Moon, and I feel like there's little glimmers of hope. This is why information is slowly leaking out. It will continue to do so. We're going to crack this case wide open. Nobody is sleeping on this case. All right, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode.